So here we are. Welcome to my channel. This is a new channel that I've just started, and I am going to use my channel to talk about domestic violence and how I survived domestic violence. I'm going to share my story, and I'm going to use my story to encourage people out there, both men and women who are going through the situation. I'm going to use my channel to tell you how I survived, what helped me, things that I consider that made me stay longer in my situation, and also to tell you that you are not alone. You can do it. You can get out. There is life outside that situation. You don't have to believe all the lies and everything that you think are holding you back. So I am going to use my channel to just share everything that relates to domestic violence, and also from time to time I'm going to bring feature some of my friends, also fellow survivors that I know, and bring them onto the channel, maybe just have like a group chat, and they can also share their experience and also tell us how they survived life after that situation, where they are now, and what they could have done differently. So basically just general thoughts on domestic violence. And it has come to um I don't know, I saw something on the news 2 months ago. The BBC news was talking about something that relates to the court not believing victims of domestic violence and then allowing the perpetrators to have access to children, and just because to say children need to have that relationship with one parent or the other. But in reality, does that really help the child, or is that doing more harm? How is that really going to benefit the child? These are the things that I would like all of us to talk about. We're all going to like share our own views on the matter. And also I feel that this topic is really on the mind. It is not being taken serious, so there is less awareness, and people who are going through that situation don't even know what help is out there for them. Some people just accept it and they're going on living in that situation because it has become their normal, but it shouldn't be like that. Then we are also going to look at children who are in this situation. I've heard a couple of friends and women come to me who've been through the situation, and most of them have concerns for their children, how they deal with it, how they process this violence, and what effect it has on them, and hopefully not go on long term affecting them in their future. So somewhere along the line, in the course of videos that I'll be uploading, we will also talk to children survivors of domestic violence. We can bring them on and ask them how they see the situation from their side as children, and how they think it could have been changed, or what could have been done differently by both parents, what they as children wanted, and how that could have been achieved. And also, if should that not be the case, if the domestic violence has really affected them, how it has affected them, how they have moved on, if they have moved on, and how just general understanding of how children process domestic violence, the effect it has on them in the long run. So we're going to bring all that into the channel, like bring survivors, children, men, women, to talk about their experience. So every week or every time I'm able to upload a video, I will talk about a chapter of my experience. So believe you me, I have chapters. I was talking to a friend of mine who visited me from the US last year, just sharing my story. We were getting ready to go and explore Paris because we were there on visit, and somehow my story came up, and she didn't know all I went through. And you would not believe that my story took over that day, that we totally forgot where we are. We forgot our plans to go out and explore Paris. And we stayed, and before we knew it, just from talking my story, we spent like hours and going back and forth, and she listening and thinking, oh my God, you went through that. And in the end, she said, you need to start a YouTube channel, because there's so many women in that situation, so many people, so many men, so many children who don't even know where to turn. So I thought, well, I don't know if I'll have the courage to, but we'll see. And in the course of the last year, I've come across different people who are survivors of domestic violence. And then it just hit me like, you should go on a mission to create an awareness for this. Go on, start it. It doesn't matter. It's not rocket science. People will always criticize. People will always say things. People will always judge. People are always judgmental. It doesn't matter. You just need to make sure that your message is heard. And so that has given birth to this channel. And yeah, so over the course of time, I will also go into all that. So basically, I will not be able to upload video every week. I cannot promise that because I've got a baby, but I'll do my best to upload and also talk. And each video will be like sharing a chapter of my experience and everything that I went through. And at the end of each video, what I would like to do is to ask a question, how you think that about a particular thing, and everybody can share their views in the comment section. I mean, you can also criticize me, you can judge me, you can judge my hair, judge my appearance, but that's not why we're here. We're here for the message, and the message is domestic violence. We can survive it, we can beat it. Let's create an awareness. Let people know that there is a life outside that. There is a life outside that situation. They can survive what they need to survive, where they can go, all the resources that are out there to help them survive. We need to talk about it. And another thing that I also want to touch is talking about it helps you heal. And also it helps to strengthen someone else. Sometimes I find myself talking to also a fellow survivor or someone who's in that situation or who's just recently come to realize that they're in that situation, and just talking to them, and they kind of like get strengthened from my story because I talk to them with this sort of like, I did it, I got out of it, I'm better now, and looking back what I could have done. And then there are some things that when they say about the abusive partner, they say things about the abusive partner, I tend to say, oh, that's a sign. Oh, you should have seen that. Oh, yeah, that was my situation. Oh, this is what I did in that situation, especially when there are children or a child involved. So, yeah, there's so many things that I just can't stay still. I cannot hold back anymore. So that's why I'm coming on here to use this opportunity to let people know that there is life outside of domestic violence. So, yeah, like I said, I'll try as much as I can to upload content, and then I may not even wear makeup on some of them because that's not the essence of the video, but trust me, every content is going to be worth listening to because it's like a chapter of my experience. And yeah, I'll ask questions in the end that we can all go to the comment section and leave our own opinion. So for this short video, this introductory video now, my question to you is, do you think people in an abusive relationship should be judged? Do you think it's their own fault for finding themselves in that situation? I'll tell you why I'm asking that. In my experience, during my own time, one thing that kept me in that situation longer than I should have was, what would people say? From the culture that I come from, everyone really believes in marriage. Everyone thinks marriage is the ultimate for every young girl. And you being married is like you get respect, some sort of respect and all that. But when you come out of marriage, when your marriage breaks, basically for whatever reason, you get judged. And for that reason, just not to be judged, just thinking about what would people say, people will blame me, I found myself in that situation longer than I should have. Trust me, when you hear my story, you would say, why did you even spend one day with that abusive partner? But because of this thing, this question that I'm going to leave for all of us to think about and come back and share our comments, that was the reason why I stayed longer. So now I'm asking you people, what do you think? Do you think that that was the right thing? Do you think worrying about what others would say, how people would view you, should matter when you're deciding, when you find yourself in a situation like that? I'd like also to just share our views on that. If it's somebody's fault for being in a domestic violent relationship or abusive relationship, or if they can just walk out of it, at what point should they walk out? Should they care what people would say? Should it matter if they're going to be judged or not? Because in this life, like I said earlier in the video, people are always going to judge you, no matter how you do it, no matter what you do. There's always going to be that one person who's going to criticize you. So should I use because of that to stop myself from taking steps to improve my situation or not? Yeah, I don't know if that question is clear enough, but yeah, basically, I'm sure you got the message out of it. So yes, please leave your comments and your opinions in the comment section, and I promise I will try and upload a video as soon as possible to share the chapter 1 of my experience. So until then, let me wish you a very, very lovely day where, by the way, it's not nice outside. It's a bit, what the Scottish people will say, not dreary, but not cloudy, but it's not really nice outside today. It's just autumn, the leaves are falling off the trees, and yeah, it's not raining, it's not sunny. It's just that one in between day that you just want to spend in bed, that sort of day. And it's a Sunday today, so yes, I wish you a lovely rest of Sunday, and I wish you a very good week ahead. Until my next video, stay blessed, people, and yeah, lots of love from me. Thank you.